post, and the comments were insane, and it took another turn.
There was some history there, though, about Ralph Lauren and whether or not they were really welcoming of the African-American consumer, so,
the quote was, I said, this picture made me smile. And it really made me smile because, for one, we don't see Kanye smile. I know Kanye. And it was just kind of nice to see him smile. But it took on something else. It really became very divided. And, what we need to do as a culture is not rip each other apart.
Right.
Even if you feel like you're seeing something else. We're creating these race issues, right? And it's a distraction. It's like I don't want that to be the focus. I mean, they do exist.
I mean, I work in fashion. Race issues.
But I don't want to be distracted by it. If I said I'm not going to pursue some of the things I'm going to pursue because this white girl has, still never let me in, I wouldn't have been able to carry on.
Right.
But when you work on being excellent, they can't tell you no. Like Oprah didn't stop. She's in broadcasting when there were very little black women in broadcasting. But that didn't stop her, and she still represents her culture and her people because she's black. Kanye's always going to represent us. I don't care if he marries a white woman, if he is shaking hands with Ralph Lauren. He's a black man, and he's always going to be a black man. And he understands that. I think he does. His mother was a Panther. He's from Chicago.
Can't you tell? But when you look at the landscape, and even what it was in the 70s, it doesn't seem like there's been a whole lot of progress made in terms of African Americans being at the top of companies that are selling, $1 billion.
We are behind.
Well, and that's why it goes back to your original statement, which you were saying when we were speaking about hair, for instance, and you were talking about, how it translates and how people are still afraid of it. Well, because they associate hair like this with Angela Davis. So some people are afraid. And that's the reason why, there is sort of a slow progression. We get 10 steps forward, then we get 2 steps back. So we have to stay the course. And we have to stay the course by supporting one another.
Do you think there's some way to change the course? Is there some way to, because the course if it's the course we've been on, it's not exactly been moving forward. I mean, is there something that can...
I think funding is really important.
Yeah.
Funding is a huge issue. We had more black designers in the 70s than we do now. And that's a problem. And in 2017, the black buying power would be at $1.7 trillion. Okay?
You can support a designer or two.
I mean, right?
Yes, but I believe...
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
The trouble is that no one knows that they have that power. They don't recognize and acknowledge that $1 trillion speaks volumes.
But it's not just that we don't know we have that power. If I have that power, I'm